Hi guys, welcome to the Sister Wives podcast. Today is another Money Monday.
Money Monday.
Money, 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 money.
Money, money, money Monday.
Okay, anyway, so today we are going to be talking about saving 10%.
10% of what?
Of your income?
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, Shawn, take it away. Because this is like all him. I have no clue.
Because I am the sole saver.
Yeah.
Woo, got him. I scraped by that one.
Yeah, but he really is the one that is pretty much in charge of our money because A, he's the one that's making it, and B, I don't really know what's going on. I just kind of...
I'm just a visionary. Malang implements.
Yet again. All right, Shawn, so saving 10%. Tell us the concept of it.
So if you read the book, basically every podcast we're going to give you a new book. If you read Richest Man in Babylon, it's a lot easier to just go to YouTube and listen to it because it's free.
Yes.
Even though it's like $5 on Amazon.
But listen to it. It's a lot better than actually reading it.
I don't know. Would you say it's better? It's in Old English.
It's more entertaining to listen to it than it is to read it.
It's story-based, so all the principles are tied into stories versus just saying, hey, go save your 10%. Here's why. Bada bing. Cha-ching. So, in that book, they talk about saving 10%, and he starts out with people who are arguing with him about it, and they're like, well, that's a lot of money. I can't save 10% of my income. And he says, so if you make, well, it's in Old English, so he says, if you make 10 gold coins, or silver pieces, whatever you want to call it, set one aside every month, and your lifestyle will automatically transition to that amount of money. So let's just say you make $70,000, and then you start making $7,000 more the next year. You've been living on 70, so why not just put that 10% away that you just increased it by?
Yeah. Stop spending with your eyes.
Yeah. It's like, there's no way you can spend, well, there is a way you can spend that much. There's no way you need to spend that much. So you save your 10% up front, it's automatically pulled out, and then that way your lifestyle is forced to live on the remaining 90%. We got the idea from that, and it's kind of, got the idea from that. If you read it, I can't remember why, but every time I read it or listen to it, it makes me not scared, but it like really motivates me to start saving 10%. If I've slacked off and only save 8% or something, I'm like, oh, we need to get back on that. Yeah. On the money train.
You should really be that aggressive about tithing the 10% as well.
Here we go.
But whatever, that's a different podcast.
So yeah, we keep listening to the coaching people that we have, and they do interviews with other people as well that we listen to, like coaching calls. Every week, never fails. They talk about tithing, the full 10%, and how tithing has given back so much to their lives. And I don't think it's a hoax, because even people who aren't religious come in and say, yeah, I kind of just did it and tried it, and somehow it still worked. He's like, it may be coincidence, but yeah,
it's worth a shot. So anyway, Shawn, do you save from like per paycheck or per pay period, or is it just when you're feeling it? Like, how do you decide?
We automatically do it through, I guess you could do it any way that you want. What I would suggest is doing it a way that you have no control over, meaning have it automatically done. Because if it comes to Friday night and you get paid and you say, well, I can either save this 10% this week or go out to eat with my friends and go on a little weekend trip, we know which one we're going to do. We would take the 10% and save it. No, we'd go out with our friends. So what we do is, this car's sticker says too much sauce. I don't think I've ever had too much sauce. The way we do it is we have an app called Capital. It's spelled with a QAP. Spell capital with a Q, and that's what it is. So now we're past that one. You can have rules set up, so we have it set up to where every time we spend money, it rounds up to $5 and throws that into our account. So if we spend $1, it'll put the other $4 in our account. We can say save 10% of our income every time we get income into our banking account. We can save $100 a week if we want. You can set it up to do whatever you want it to do. That's how we do it. Used to at my old job would have it split up between 2 accounts, so you can reach out to your payroll person at your work and have a separate banking account, so savings, whatever, something that's not easily accessible. It might even be a good idea to have it in a different bank altogether.
Yeah, so you can't just get on the computer and send that money back over.
Yeah, because it's all too easy to transfer money. But like we have 2 banks, and it's kind of difficult because we have a local bank and then we have a Discover bank. So it's hard to get access to the local bank because we're halfway across the country now.
Yeah, that was like local when we were in Michigan,
yeah.
not.
So it's hard to transfer money, so it's keeps us from doing that.
Yeah. So what do you do with the 10% that you do save? Do you?
Hold on.
No? Oh, you're not ready for the next question?
No, I don't think I answered the first one. You said...
Oh, yeah. Is it part of every paycheck or what?
I'm just rambling. So, I told you how we do it and what your options are. So, we save... We have it set up in Capital, and I kind of just dump money into there. So
You just went over this.
I know, but I have a different point to make now.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I'm not repeating myself. So I kind of stress our finances, and she loves it when I do this because I will dump, I don't know, like 20% into the Capital account, and then...
No, hold on. And then he acts
There
like
we
we're
go.
broke and poor, and he goes through this whole
Spit it out.
fit where all he talks about is how we need to save more money, we're too irresponsible with it, oh my goodness, Malay,
Where's
we're
our
broke.
money going?
Where did it all go? And then 2 days later he talks about how, oh wow, we have a lot of money in Capital.
Oh.
That's where all our money is.
And back to the point of your lifestyle will adapt to the money that you have. Even though we put all that money in Capital and we get stressed out about it, somehow it still works.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but somehow it still all works out. So yeah, I think if you get comfortable, if you're comfortable with what you're saving, you're probably not saving enough. Yeah.
Ooh. Calling you guys out on it.
Yeah. So if you're like, oh yeah, I'm saving 5%, I barely even notice it. Like, you should be noticing what you're saving.
I feel like this is also good advice for tithing. Okay. So, are you ready for the next question?
Yeah. Just
Okay.
move on. Stupidest transition I've ever heard.
Oh, so what do you do with the money that you save? Do you just sit on it?
Yes, we do. Not for long term. So you should not save money just to save. We do believe in, having a reserve account. I'll have to get into how to calculate a reserve account at a different time. But we have a reserve account that is also in Capital. So within Capital, we have rent for our apartment. It just automatically dumps money in there. So we're being proactive about saving, which is what we talked about in the last podcast. You are not reactive. So at the end of the beginning of the month, you're not scrambling to throw all your money together. You've already got your money you've been saving $10 a day to or $5 a day to for the past month, and it's going to make life a lot easier. You're not going to notice that $5 to $10 a day that you're missing. We have the down payment on the rental properties. We have emergency funds just for life in general. And then we have a fun emergency where if we decide that, we just want to go splurge and have fun, that
it's
money
not being used.
It is padded.
Not being used at all.
It will be. It's just saving up for a big event.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the 4 accounts that we have, or 4, accounts that we have in capital that we're saving for. So don't save just to save. Save for a purpose. What we do is we save to invest, which is what you should be saving for. Because if you save just to save, it's going to sit in the account, and due to inflation, you're going to lose money on it. You're never going to make money. If inflation arbitrarily is 5%, your money is making 0.01%. Let's say it's making 1%. And you're losing 4% every year due to inflation. So you're losing money by saving.
And if that doesn't motivate you to not just save, because that wouldn't motivate me, you're definitely more likely to pull out money if you don't have a reason to have it sitting there. So again, like having these split accounts to be like, oh, I'm working towards a certain goal and this is why I'm saving, it makes it a lot easier to be like, yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone. Like, I'm not gonna go spend this money because this is actually for X, Y, and Z. And so that's kind of leading into our next question, like why or what would you pull your money out for? So like what are things that are important enough to do it?
Depends on the goal. For us, if you're doing the saving to invest, you should only pull out money to invest, and obviously, so we have the other accounts for emergencies. And so at the end of the month or beginning, we're not pulling out our savings for rent. We're not pulling it out for emergencies. We have other accounts for that.
Yeah.
So the only reason we would pull out money from the investing portion is to invest in ourselves, which we try to do on our own income. We paid for a coach out of the investing account.
Seatbelt locked up.
Mama. We're having technical difficulties. These roads are treacherous. Welcome to Atlanta.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so I think we're good. Investing in yourself, that's not getting a pedicure or a haircut. That is going through a coaching program to learn how to do something, or being held accountable to doing something. We would not consider investing in yourself going back to college, because then you're just never going to save money. More technical difficulties, because college debt's way too much. So we only pull out money for a down payment on a rental. Besides that, anytime that we're going to go buy a new rental property, that money is going to come directly out of that account. Why would we pull it out? That's why. We don't pull out money from the investing account, basically is what we're saying. Never touch that money unless you're investing it.
Yeah. So I guess that's a wrap. And
we have no freebies.
No.
You could send us 10% if you like.
Stop.
If you want to invest in your money hack education, which is investing in yourself, send donations of 10% to the Sister Wives podcast.
Yeah.
And put in the subject line, Shawn.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not what our freebie is. Because A, that's not free, and B, that's also like so immoral. Anyway, our freebie is going to be a breakdown of our Qapital account and what rules we use, just in case you want to get in on Qapital. Some of them might be a little aggressive for some of you, just because Shawn saves aggressively. So scale to what you're comfortable with, because obviously you don't want to like go broke because you're saving too hard. But yeah, hope you find that helpful, and we'll see you next Monday for your next money hack.